Welcome to this deep dive. I'm Jeff, founder of By the Book.
And I'm Alexandra, editor here at the channel. Really glad you could join us for this deep dive.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Today, we're getting into a book that, well, it's definitely generated some conversation. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
And just a heads up, right away, we are going into the details, the plot points, everything.
Totally. So if you haven't read it and you want that fresh experience, maybe hit pause now. This is your spoiler warning.
Okay, so our mission today, we wanted, really take a critical look at the 5 a.m. Club.
All right.
We've gathered quite a few different takes on it, and we want to unpack whether it actually lives up to all the hype.
And we're going to focus quite a bit on the criticisms, right? The potential downsides people are pointing out.
Exactly. We've seen some really strong opinions, like one perspective basically saying it represents everything wrong with the self-help world.
Wow, okay. Yeah, no punches pulled there.
Yeah.
And then we've got, summaries of the main points.
A look at the benefits of being an early bird in general.
A time management coach weighing in on morning rituals.
Someone calling it, well, cheesy.
Yep, heard that one too. And some general info on the whole 5 a.m. idea, plus, a big discussion thread online.
Lots to dig into.
Okay, so let's kick things off. That initial buzz, it was pretty big, wasn't it? The author was really promoting it based on his earlier stuff.
Oh, absolutely. There was this sense of expectation built up.
Yeah.
Like this book held some kind of secret key.
Right.
Yeah,
the answer to motivation or something.
People were definitely ready for some big insights.
But you see these other reactions start to filter through, on Reddit, right? Someone just flat out called it a train wreck and cringy, which is, wow, a complete U-turn from the hype.
A train wreck, that's intense, and it really stands out against that initial excitement.
Totally.
So what was their reasoning? What made it feel like a train wreck for them?
Well, it sounds like the whole narrative structure just didn't work for them, the story itself.
Okay.
They found it, poorly written and packed with these motivational quotes that just felt artificial.
Okay. So they didn't feel natural within the story, just kind of dropped in.
Yeah, exactly. That feeling of being told something is profound rather than actually being shown it through, character development or plot.
Right. The classic show, don't tell problem.
Yeah.
It can really pull you out of a story if you're just being lectured at almost.
And wasn't there some really weird example they mentioned? Something about the guru character?
Oh, yeah. The twerking. Randomly.
That's the one. Just happens, apparently, with no real context or reason given.
Okay, yeah. You can see how that would just feel off, disconnected. Definitely adds to that cringy feeling they described.
So, Alex, strip away this story for a second. The actual advice, it seems pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it kind of boils down to wake up at 5 a.m.
Right, and then do that 20-20-20 thing for an hour.
20 minutes exercise, 20 minutes reflection, 20 minutes growth, like learning something.
Which, is that really a revolutionary concept?
Well, the person on Reddit certainly didn't seem to think so. Yeah. They pretty much laid out the entire book's actionable advice in, one sentence. And look, exercise, reflection, learning, those are good things, obviously. Putting in your day is great.
Sure.
But packaging it as this unique, life-changing formula that you must follow at 5 a.m. maybe feels like a bit much.
Yeah, it's not like nobody ever thought of exercising or journaling before.
Exactly. There are tons of ways to incorporate those elements.
This kind of connects to another point I saw, this idea of the self-help industry being like an infinite cycle.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Like an author releases a book, right? And then I often create courses based on it.
Expanding on the idea.
And then maybe another book comes out later covering similar ground, just repackaged.
Yeah, I can see that. And maybe the thought there is the thing being sold as the best work is maybe just what needs selling right now.
Could be. There's definitely a business engine behind it all, creating more products from the same core concept.
And that ties into, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah.
That feeling that this book, this course, is the one thing you're missing to unlock everything. It's a powerful marketing tool, isn't it?
For sure. And you read somewhere that self-help is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which shows people really want to improve, but maybe it also means people get caught up in the idea of taking action just by buying the book.
Right. Whether or not it actually leads to lasting change.
Which is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do these books actually guarantee the results they seem to promise?
Exactly. I saw someone talking about how they read the 5 a.m. Club, tried the routine, and just couldn't stick with it. It didn't magically make them a 5 a.m. person.
Right. And it's the same principle, isn't it? Reading a book on getting rich doesn't suddenly make you a millionaire.
Nope. Wish it did.
Huh, yeah. But there's often this maybe over-promising in the marketing without fully acknowledging the actual effort, the consistency, the individual circumstances needed.
Which brings us smack into the practicality issue. Is this 5 a.m. thing even possible for everyone?
That's a huge point. Someone brought up, parents with young kids. They might already be up at crazy hours, not by choice.
Totally. Or people juggling multiple jobs, dealing with financial stress, finding an extra structured hour at 5 a.m., maybe not feasible.
Or even just chronotypes.
Yeah.
Night owls, people who are biologically wired to be more productive later in the day.
Right. Forcing yourself into a 5 a.m. routine, if you're naturally a night owl, might actually make things worse, not better.
Exactly. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all prescription, even though it's sometimes presented that way. You have to consider if it even fits your life.
Let's circle back to that cheesy comment.
Ah, yes, the cheesiness factor.
One review mentioned just having an immediate reaction, very cheesy, because the whole premise is this fictional story about a homeless billionaire guru.
Yeah.
That?
Memorable. But maybe not in the way you'd want for serious advice.
Right. It's a pretty unconventional way to deliver self-help. You expect maybe case studies or direct instruction, not that.
And that initial hurdle, that feeling of, this is cheesy, can be a real barrier for some readers, can't it?
Definitely.
Even if, like that reviewer, they maybe found some value later on, that narrative style, the over-the-top characters, the maybe unbelievable plot points, it could easily distract from the message for people who just want straightforward advice.
Okay, but playing devil's advocate for a second. There are general benefits associated with waking up early, right? You see articles about it.
Sure. People talk about potential links to improved mental health, maybe better focus during the day, potentially better sleep quality if you have a consistent schedule.
Right. Increased cognitive performance, maybe a happier mood, less stress. Those things sound good.
They do. But the key question is, does this specific book, The 5 a.m. Club, with its particular narrative and the 20-20-20 method, effectively help people achieve those benefits?
Especially given the criticisms about the story being distracting or the advice being maybe too simplistic.
Exactly. Just because waking early can be good doesn't automatically mean this book's approach is the best way to do it, or that it works for everyone who tries it based on the book.
It makes you think about alternatives, other ways people structure their mornings.
Like, I saw a time management coach talking about the difference between just a routine, something you do automatically, and a ritual.
Oh, what's the difference there?
A ritual is more intentional, more meaningful. It has a purpose behind it, beyond just ticking a box.
Okay, I like that distinction.
And they also mentioned things like Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning.
Ah, savers. Yeah, silence, affirmations.
Visualization, exercise, reading, scribing.
Right.
That always seemed a bit more flexible, maybe, like you pick and choose.
Yeah, it seems less rigidly structured than the 20-20-20 thing. It offers a framework, but maybe more adaptability, which could make it more sustainable for some people.
And it also validates the idea that maybe morning isn't the only time. You hear about night owl routines, too. Absolutely. Recognizing that some people are just genuinely more focused and productive in the evenings. It's about finding your best time, not forcing someone else's schedule onto yourself.
Good point. Okay, one last thing. Some of the specific advice bits in the book seemed a little...
out there.
Yeah, maybe a bit out of touch. Like, wasn't there something about getting 2 massages a week?
The 2 massage protocol, yeah. I saw that mentioned.
I mean, lovely if you can swing it, but realistic for the average person's budget and schedule? Probably not.
Right. And that kind of advice can really highlight a potential disconnect. It might feel like it's written from a place of privilege that doesn't match the reality for a lot of readers. Advice needs to feel achievable, doesn't it?
Totally. Otherwise, you just feel kind of inadequate, maybe. Okay, so wrapping this up.
Yeah.
The 5 a.m. Club, it definitely stirs the pot, lots of strong feelings, and not all positive, clearly.
Yeah, we've touched on quite a few criticisms.
Yeah.
The writing style, the narrative choices.
The feeling that the core advice is maybe oversimplified.
The questions around whether it actually delivers guaranteed results or if that's even a fair expectation.
And the big one. Is it practical or even suitable for everyone's life?
It seems, while the general concept of a structured morning might have value for some people,
Sure.
the specific way the 5 a.m. Club presents it, the story it uses, the exact formula,
Yeah.
it seems to be really divisive. What works great for one person might feel totally wrong for another.
Which kind of leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about all this, what do you feel makes a personal development practice actually effective
And
and sustainable?
is it really about the specific time on the clock, like 5 a.m.? Or is it more about, the intention behind it, how well it genuinely fits your life, your needs, your personality?
Yeah. And it's maybe a good reminder to think critically about the self-help advice we consume, right? And not just jump on the latest bandwagon, but really figure out what resonates and works for you as an individual.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for going deep with us on this one today.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We hope this gave you some different angles to consider on the 5 a.m. Club and maybe the self-help genre in general.
Definitely encourage you to explore these ideas more and form your own opinions.